Hello and welcome back to a Mario Kart Deluxe, where last time we played through the Lightning Cup at 150cc, and I have since gone back to triple star ranking because we got utterly boned in the last episode. And today we'll be playing through the Egg Cup on 150cc, and we're going to be using my mortal enemy from yesterday's episode, Iggy, who was once again my rival when I had to replay the Lightning Cup last time because he just would not let up. He was right on my ass the whole time, but, you know, I guess we're playing as him today. Anyway, we unlocked a new bike last time. What did we unlock? We unlocked the Varmint bike. So we're going to be using this along with the metal tires, which I think this fits pretty nicely. And then we'll use the Bowser Kite. Here are the stats. And once again, we're going to make sure that Smart Steering Auto Acceleration R&D disabled. And so without further ado, let's dive into the Egg Cup on 150cc. Let's do this. Okay, so I don't want to harp on the topic from last episode too long because I don't want to delve on it for an exorbitant amount or an inordinate amount of time. But there's one thing that I didn't get to mention just because we kept getting screwed over by a lot of things in the race that I didn't have time to mention, and that's that Zack Snyder, who is a very crap director, mentioned, he actually commented on Martin Scorsese's slamming superhero movies, specifically in regards to the Marvel movies. His words were, I believe his exact word choice was, he thinks it's totally fair and that Martin Scorsese is a genius and that it's totally within his rights to comment on the thing in his field. And my response to that is just, I don't really care. That is like the most blatant one-to-one example of an appeal to authority fallacy that I could possibly think of, because it's literally Zack Snyder saying, oh, I mean, he's a genius that's made all these great films, so of course he must know what he's talking about. It's like, I don't care what you've made, I care about what you said, and what you said is really, really stupid. But that's not even what I found humorous about what he said. What Zack Snyder said after that is, oh, I'm certain he's not talking about my movies, and you just can't help but laugh. It's like, Zack Snyder thinks he's both the smartest man on the planet and also the most mature. And he's neither, because his movies have the maturity of like a 5-year-old. It's actually, I think it's like, the way I would describe his movies is like what a middle schooler thinks is mature and edgy and dark when it's just pathetic. And clearly he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about when it comes to coherency and logic and scripts, because good lord almighty, it almost make no sense. Also, I see that Spiny Joe coming up here pretty soon, so I'll be able to be whipping out the Super Horn in just a second, and take that, thank you very much. Now, let's hope that we won't get hit by any other shells for the rest of this race, or else I might have, okay, I guess, unless we get another item way here that will help us out. Anyway, that's all I want to say on that. I just felt compelled to point out, oh, just in time for the red shell, compelled to point out the, Zack Snyder's comment on Martin Scorsese's thing. I just find it very humorous, what he said, just from every facet of, just every angle, no matter how you look at it, I just find it really humorous. But that, I promise that'll be the last that I speak on the topic of Martin Scorsese's thoughts on whether superhero movies are considered to be quote-unquote cinema or not. So we'll move on to talking about something else. We're going to talk about something completely different in the next race, and it's actually going to be a topic that was brought up as a recommendation by one of you in the comment section, so that'll be exciting. Okay, so the topic in question is going to be, someone asked me what my thoughts are on the DuckTales 2017 remake. And my answer will be instantly initially disappointing, but I will soon elaborate soon after. So, I have not seen a single episode of the DuckTales 2017 remake. I think it might have been on the TV just in passing when I went to Hawaii because I stayed at my family and I stayed at the Disney Aulani Resort in Hawaii in 2019, that summer when we went. And I think the DuckTales show might have been on the TV in passing in one of those instances, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about the show, other than that it's about ducks. I think Donald Duck might be in it, and then Scrooge McDuck is a really rich guy with a money vault that gets used in a lot of videos whenever you talk about someone being rich. And I wanted to use that clip in my Danganronpa 3 series, but for some reason Vegas just didn't like that clip, so it just shows up as a black screen in episode 2. And I would have come back to fix it had I not been under an insane time crunch to get those videos out, so yeah, that's will always be one of my regrets. But no matter, we're getting off topic. So I haven't seen a single episode of the show, so I can't really comment on whether or not it's any good or not. It could be the greatest thing in the world, or it could be the worst thing in the worwant I don't really care. Take that. Okay. Well, that could have gone better. Take one of you take a banana. Thank you. I wanted at least one of you to get hit by one of my bananas. Take that. Okay. Well, that didn't go according to plan at all. The idea was to try to throw the banana directly behind me so that it would hit Metal Mario, but it did not go that way. I mean, it still got hit by something, but it didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. Anyway, so I haven't seen DuckTales. I haven't seen, because I think the comment said that it was a remake, so I'm pretty sure there was an original DuckTales show in the 80s, I think. I don't know. I honestly don't know what decade the original was, but I know that there was in tandem with the remake of the show. I know there was also a DuckTales video game for the NES, as well as was there a remake of that NES game for the. I know it was on the Wii U. I think it was on the 360 as well. I think just 7th gen consoles is what that released for. But yeah, that's my. So I haven't seen it, but I do have some thoughts in regards to DuckTales in a more meta sense that I'll be happy to get into in the next race. Okay, so first, a bit of context. If you've seen the episodes that are currently up on the channel for my Pokemon X LP with Forget 45, or I guess her LP with me, since she's the one actually playing and I'm just there co-commentating, then you're probably going to recognize a lot of what I'm about to say. But if you have not seen that LP, then this will be new to you. So first, a bit of context. In Epcot, at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, there is I guess I should say there was an attraction called Disney's Agent P's World Showcase Adventure, which was originally the Kim Possible World Showcase Adventure. The idea being that you assume the role of a super spy. You're given a little cell phone that you can use to communicate with with characters from the show in question, and they give you missions throughout all the different pavilions in World Showcase, and you can go on basically. You interact with things in the environment. So you might interact with the cuckoo clock and see a character running around. You might interact with a pond and see something rise out of the pond, or just interactive elements around the park where you do something on the phone and then a thing happens in the real world. That kind of thing, that kind of interactive experience. It was originally Kim Possible, and then when Kim Possible went off the air, Phineas and Ferb dominated the world to hey, people love this show. It's a great show. Agent P's awesome. What if we rebranded this as Agent P? And it made total sense to do that. So they did that, and the attraction was phenomenal. I absolutely loved doing that. It was so much fun. And what's even better is the fact that attraction, even though Phineas and Ferb ended in 2015, the creators in 2015 said we're done, we want to move on to other things, and they had the final episode in 2015, the attraction still stuck around for years. It was only just as of, I think, late last year. So 5 years after the show ended, they were still hosting, that attraction was still at Epcot, and they were still going strong. It's yep, the people still care about Phineas and Ferb, so it was going strong. Until one day Disney decided to announce, hey, we're actually going to be replacing Agent B's World Showcase Adventure with a DuckTales themed thing, which okay, Metal Mario, you need to stay back there. We need to win this race. We are not having a repeat of the Lightning Cup. You stay all the way back there. Yep, good, stay right there. Stay right there, and we're good. Okay. So they said they were going to replace it with a DuckTales thing, which was annoying to see, but I find it especially humorous considering what was announced in the days, or I guess maybe week or so, following the initial announcement, which I'll tell you about in the next race. So, for those who don't know, shortly following the announcement that DuckTales would be taking over the Agent P's World Showcase Adventure attraction, it was announced that DuckTales was being cancelled. And I gotta say, I just find it so funny that Disney, the thought process at Disney was, well, Phineas and Ferb is an old show, and people don't care about old shows, people like new shows. So we're going to replace the Phineas and Ferb with a DuckTales themed attraction. People like DuckTales, right? Only for the show to be, not that the show was, like, given the chance to end at the creator's own volition. It was canceled by Disney. Disney said, no, this is your last season. No more after this. Well, as opposed to Phineas and Ferb, where the creators got to choose when to end their show. And Disney, if they had it their way, they would have had it kept going to the ends of the earth. So, I just find it so funny. Because Phineas and Ferb, I don't know if you guys know this, got another movie last year. August of 2020, which is about a year ago, actually. They released another movie on Disney Plus, and it was awesome. So, I don't know, guys, I just find it really humorous that Disney replaced, or announced that they were replacing H&P's World's Greatest Adventure with DuckTales, despite the fact that immediately, with the intent for being, like, you know, to try to change it to something that was more relevant for modern day, only for it to shortly be announced that the show they were replacing it with was canceled, while Phineas and Ferb was still, like, Phineas and Ferb dominated Disney Plus charts the week that it came out. Like, people still care about this show. It may not be on the air anymore, but people still care a hell of a lot about it, as evidenced by the fact that you had no reason to replace it with anything in the 5 years following the show's finale, and it was still going strong at Epcot. I don't know, I just find it so funny. I find it really funny that those are the events that transpired. So, in conclusion, I've never seen a single episode of DuckTales, but I don't really have any incentive to ever watch an episode of DuckTales following what's happened with H&P's World's Greatest Adventure, because I just find it, I'm just like, you know, you replace this with a show, with an IP that is no longer on the air for no reason. So I'm just never gonna watch your show. Have a nice day. Thanks though. Let me know when you grow some brains. So yeah, that's my thoughts on DuckTales, I guess. So yeah, that's the Egg Cup done. We actually won this time, so it was a much more relaxing cup compared to the atrocity that was the Lightning Cup last time. Anyway, let's give you the results. You've collected 1,250 coins, and so a new vehicle customization option has been unlocked. We'll see what that is in the next video. But for now, that will be it for this episode. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and I hope to catch you all tomorrow for some more Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Goodbye!